Happy Friday and welcome to the hottest show in Plano, Texas. MissInformed with yours truly, Missy Lou. Howdy ho, howdy hey y'all. I am so glad it's Friday. It's been a whirlwind of a week. Allergies are here. AT&T's not. But we're just chugging on through. AT&T went down for a little bit yesterday and put everybody in a panic. And so we went out to the streets and saw who was wandering around hollering for business, and we found this guy.
I'm here. I mean, I had it the whole day.
Did you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got the good towers.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, let's just go ahead and do a quick introduction of who the hell you are and what you're representing today.
Oh, I'm Joey Bertrand, representing Goosehead Insurance, and also in an agency called Risk Agency. So I do a little bit of the personal lines business, and I do a boom. Mm-hmm. For a while too. Yeah. 21 years in this business, and then also in a company called Risk Agency, like I said. So that's a full-scale commercial brokerage, and that's where we get risky. We do weird things.
You get risky.
Yes, absolutely.
I have some questions about what we can insure a little bit later on today.
Oh, yeah.
And just in case you're watching for the first time, that guy with the majestic beard is our Yuck Monkey. That's Mike.
Hello there. I am Mike Young, and with RedZone Mortgage Group, partner and branch manager, and there is no loan that we cannot provide you and your family or your investment for your future life and family in life. Boom.
Get in the zone.
Also a risky lender.
Also, yeah. I mean, if you not in a bad way, but
no,
I mean, if you need something taken care of, I'm gonna take care of it.
Can lend you all kinds of things.
All the things. Yes.
Well, we're happy that both of you are here on this show, MissInformed, which is indeed a risky show.
Yes.
Risky click.
And I mean that in a bad way. So, sorry.
This is our last show, actually. Yes. So I just felt very honored to be here.
We're going to burn a lot of bridges today.
Yes.
We're going to get canceled.
Yes.
So, speaking of canceled, I have some exciting news to my husband that I have not told him yet, and I figure, why not do it on air in front of a bunch of people?
Live, yes.
I think that I'm allergic to roses, dear. He bought me these beautiful bouquet of flowers, and his mother this beautiful bouquet of flowers, and they're both sitting on my desk, not because I'm a monster and stole the flowers from my mother-in-law, but because she couldn't have them where she was, and so I have them. And I've just been sick as shit all week. And it's really at night, like I just can't stop coughing, and I've never had allergies before, just like a headache situation when the weather changes, okay?
Right.
But like this last week, I felt like I'm dying, but I don't have like a fever. There's no chills. Like what the fuck? Right?
Are these like those flowers? Are these like roses? Or are these those flowers like on Mario that have the teeth that are red?
Yeah, I mean, that's roses, right?
Or a particular color, maybe. like an odd.
Maybe he's trying to poison me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but it's giving me like the migraine situation, so I know it's kind of allergy related. Mm-hmm. But also I'm yakking my life away at night and I'm not getting any sleep. So like, I'm a jerk. And it just hit me this morning. Like, what if it's the roses that are on my desk that I'm smelling every morning when I'm working? What if I'm allergic to roses?
So
no more flowers.
This leads me into my foliage montage. For like a VA loan, if you're a veteran out there, thank you for your service, and you are trying to buy a house and there is vines growing on the house, then the VA inspector, the VA appraiser is going to go out there and be like, nah, you got to take that down. Otherwise, we can't finance and insure your house. And so that leads me to my question. Have you ever seen any housing or structures that have been so affected by foliage that it turns into an insurance claim or something of that nature?
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, just recently. We had an apartment complex I insure, and they just let it go. They just let it go wild. It was just the whole side of the building, and then they took it off. What was left of it was basically the inside of the apartment. There were some holes along that veneer, and so they thought it was more than just remove the foliage and do a little bit of roof repair. But
that gets nasty.
Yeah, no, it became very expensive.
I think about mold too,
sure.
Right?
Yeah, you got all that moisture and all that.
Where were these
stuff.
apartments at?
Oh, here's in Dallas. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The craziest I see with mold and things like that is over in South Texas. I was in South Texas for a little bit, and it's absolutely wicked over there. Like, I had a storage unit that was not temperature controlled, and whenever I moved all my stuff here, everything just kind of disintegrated. It fell apart because of the salty air. You know what I'm saying? It was a nightmare.
On the list of the top 5 worst places to have mold accumulation in the nation, Dallas is number 5,
Wow.
and San Antonio is number 1.
By the way, he is a mold expert, if you didn't know.
I am a
Yes.
mold expert. Yes.
Uncertified but certified.
Uncertified but certified. Yeah.
Right.
My family has tackled many a mold issue, unfortunately. So
Cleanest crawl space you could ever find, though.
my crawl space is encapsulated and so clean, and the air quality within my house, had it measured, is 4 times cleaner than a hospital. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
They're going to be taking all the sick children this week.
Yeah.
into
So
your house.
if you want me to send you pictures of my crawl space, let me know. I'll slide into your DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be on X later. All the retweets.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you just kind of go above and beyond to make sure the house stays clean.
I had to,
Yep.
because otherwise we'd have to move into a completely different environment, because my wife is now one of the top. She's so allergic to mold in general that
Yeah.
it's got to be like that.
They would be bubble people otherwise.
We would be bubble people.
Yeah, they just walk around and not be
So
able to hug.
no vacation to San Antonio.
No, or Galveston?
Absolutely not.
No.
I wonder why why is the mold there? I don't understand. What,
Just I was gonna go.
is that where the dirty people are?
That's
We are going to get canceled.
weird. We need.
I was at New Orleans this week, and I'm trying my best not to talk about those people.
How was New Orleans?
Yeah, what's that like?
I'm here.
A lot of
That's good.
insurance. Is there a lot of opportunity for insurance claims? Would you say?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that also is a sore subject from 20 years ago with insurance. But yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
crap.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Wait, there was like
We're recovered.
there was fraud
they're
and
still
stuff.
recovering.
There was fraud and stuff, right? People like going out there pretending.
There's always fraud when there's these big FEMA cat claims. You know, it's no different than when happened with the pandemic with just even the loan stuff. You know,
Right.
I did with insurance. So. Yeah, there's always something that's going on with fraud and insurance.
So, yeah.
especially in Texas, Florida. By the way, speaking of, is I guess we didn't speak of that, but
Is,
lots.
is Florida moldy?
No,
Within
some
this?
parts in Florida are not moldy. Also, Mexico, you know, if you go south down below the equator to Mexico, the air and the atmosphere, the humidity it's just completely different. So actually, people can go down there to heal. You might be a little familiar with
right?
that.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, why is it when there's like a natural catastrophe, everyone that I knew had nothing to do with insurance is all of a sudden an insurance adjuster?
Oh yeah.
And they're just like, all right, see you in four weeks. I'm going down there. Like, I thought you have a donut shop. You know, like, when did this occur?
Well, there's always seems to be an expert in everything, though, right?
Right.
Yeah, we had our friend many years ago about the tornado, and we were just basically restoration disasters and fundraisers at that point, right?
Right.
You know, I don't know. When there's always an insurance claim, everybody has an opinion. You know, there's just something that comes to it. Even whether it's a roof here in Plano or you know, there's something catastrophic. You know, they're going to find a way to nickel and dime everything out of the company. But
Yeah.
you know, the insurance is always the bad guy, right? But I'm also a devil's advocate, right? I'm an insurance agent. I'm not an adjuster, so our whole thing is just we want people treated fair, no more, no less. That's our whole thing, and you know they just want communication. But we've had a weird thing over the last 2 years at the fallout of the pandemic. Just like any industry, there's always a labor shortage in one way, right? Tons of turnover and all that kinds of stuff. So it's led actually to a lot of bad insurance experiences from the claim side, which of course makes everybody else look bad on the front side of the transaction. So. But you know, we're just trying the best we can to be advocates for our clients and as agents.
Like in Dallas, in private conversations that we have daily, wink, you were mentioning how providers are pulling out of Dallas because of X, Y, or Z, like trees, like oak trees or something of that nature. What's the lifespan of an agency, like I guess in DFW, for instance, or how long is it just all
a carrier?
cyclical? Yeah, carrier.
Yeah,
sorry.
a carrier. Well, it's not even just DFW; it's all over the nation. But Texas specifically, I mean, DFW, Harris County are the two hardest hit counties of parts of Texas right now. And so it boils down to we're in a hard market. Have either one of you heard that term before? Just
No.
besides the term hard market.
ELI 5.
It's actually a specific an insurance term. In big picture, what it boils down to is carriers ultimately don't want to take on a lot of risk right now. They just know it's kind of a bad bet because insurance at the end of the day is a gamble. It's a gamble from the insurance side. It's a gamble from our perspective. Is how high do you want your deductible to be? How much would you pay for your premium to be low? All that kind of stuff. But right now the insurance carriers don't even want to take the gamble. And so what we've seen over the last 24 months, in addition to rate increases going up 50 to 100%.
Yeah.
Across DFW. I think you've all seen that.
Right.
You know, what happens when it comes hard, these carriers ultimately don't want the business. So what it does is they carry the other carriers that are kind of like, hey, all right, we want the business, kind of. They get flooded, right? And they take on way too much risk. And so it comes back to bite them inevitably within 12 to 24 months. And unfortunately, it happens to a lot of we call regional carriers. They're not nationwide. A lot of them haven't heard. There's still people through independent agents like ourselves, and they'll get inundated with too much risk, and ultimately they go insolvent. It happens, and so that's happened with a handful of companies just in DFW over the last 2 years, whether they go insolvent or completely pull out of it, and it's making it tough for the rest of us, because we're dealing with it, and then where we're at the pace at right now is really high deductibles. We've had just
Why? What happened?
Well,
because of inflation?
Weather, inflation, cost of materials. What we dealt with during COVID was kind of a big fallout of what we're dealing with right now. But yeah, it's a combination of those two things. It's like, we always kind of say, like, we'll play it by the ear, depending on how this hail season goes, right? We're about to hit it next 2 weeks. Yeah. And by the end of June, we'll have an idea of what the market's going to look like in August. So what carriers are doing right now is they're raising their rates, in the neighborhood of 30 to 40% since January, to basically brace for that. And what we're looking for is that baseline. Like, what point do carriers feel comfortable taking on more risk? And we're not quite there yet. We're looking at mid next year.
How many other major metropolitan areas run the risk of just a tornado going through the heart of the city?
Well, I mean, I think anywhere along North Texas, right, all the way up to Oklahoma. Oklahoma actually is, has the highest rates in the nation.
That's what Dorothy is.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of through
That took me.
It is.
Took me a hot second.
That was Kansas.
Oh, well, she moved to Oklahoma, I heard, because that's where the tornado
Is
took
that
her.
where she's bartending now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I thought we were talking about Wizard
At
of
Red
Oz.
Shoes. We are. I got confused. I was thinking Oklahoma, but no, you're right.
You're good at saving yourself there.
Yeah, well, that's all I got.
Yeah, but basically, long story short, it's a shit show. So we're just
Right.
dealing with it. There's good and bad. As a business owner, it helps with positive revenue, and it's good for my agents. And insurance is a great business because it's a residual game. But we still we're still consumers at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we want to work on their best advocate. We're not trying to make them pay the most. So we really are conscious of what we got going on. So last 2 years of my 21 years has been the craziest amount of people have reached out to us and said, "What the hell's going on?" So
Are there like what's a big name that has recently left the market?
It's not the big names right now are trying to pivot by just having really high deductibles.
Okay.
That's what we're boiling down to. When they say really high deductibles, I mean everybody here in DFW within, I'd say, the next 5 years will basically be self-insuring their roof. So you basically need to always put together aside $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 just for some kind of catastrophic claim like that. That's inevitable. Otherwise, you'll be paying for it on the front end in your premiums. So that's what we're seeing. But you're not seeing the big guys completely pull out. They're just making it harder to qualify.
What about what about like when people are trying to buy a house and the house is perfect, but they're like, well, the roof is about 7-8 years old, and
Right.
How often do you see it where the seller is like trying to file a claim before they just like get the hell out?
Of course. But I mean, we're going to get, there's just common sense, right? They also have to get a roofer out there and see if it makes sense to file a claim, because the
Right.
insurance company can deny it and they can say all they want to. You need to get a new roof. It doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
But I will say every year your roof gets older, every year your house gets older. You can always basically add in 10% of your premium increase just from that alone.
That's called depreciation.
Yeah, but it's the reverse way of making you pay more.
Right. Yes, exactly. The act of your house getting older. Sorry.
So
Cool. All right.
that's just one touch.
The other question I had was, are you able to insure like fights, for instance? Like if Dana White came to you
Right.
and said, "Hey, I'm cutting these guys loose. I need somebody to insure." Like, could you insure the venue, the fighters? What all can you?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm not much of a special event guy. I mean, I
Okay.
feel like it's more of just a one and done kind of guy, more of a residual guy. Again, I love that kind of stuff. But our whole slogan at my agency is on both sides is if it has 4 walls and a roof, we can insure it, right?
Okay.
And then anything inside of it. So like I'd insure the shopping strip, for example, and all the tenants inside of it. So hopefully Rick and I were talking business. Maybe we'll discuss some stuff about taking care of this spot. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's if you came to that, we'd also have the programs to do it. We're also doing some big things later this year, some very exciting opportunities to grow our agency, to do different types of branches and niches and having specific niche business. So nothing's off the table in the long run, but at the end of the day, we kind of stay in our lane. We know what we're really good at and basically trying to work as efficient as possible.
So if I have 2 UFC fighters that are going to be fighting against a teenage bear,
Okay.
declawed,
All right.
and a chimpanzee, and I want to put this in a venue with 4 walls, of course, can you insure all the players and the venue?
I can make that happen. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. And who do you personally, off the
Claude,
record,
wait, we say clawed or declawed bear?
declawed.
Okay,
Declawed.
gotcha.
Who do you think's winning that, by the way?
Well, we're going to go with the chimp on that one because he's declawed. Of course.
Look,
Missy?
have you seen those documentaries where they go over the chimps and what their capabilities are? Man, I've seen them like rip people's faces off, and like the person in the documentary, and she's like, her eye, it's just like little beads, and her eyes missing, and she's like, yeah, man, I was playing with a chimpanzee, and ripped my face
I didn't
off.
expect it.
Yeah, you never do. Listen, you don't monkey around with monkeys. I'll tell you that right now.
I would like a little Reese's monkey. like a little Reese's monkey. That'd be great.
Didn't Bieber have one? Biebs.
Biebs.
Probably.
Was it on loan
Two
from Michael
monkeys.
Jackson? Because Michael Jackson had
What was the name of
Blanket?
his monkey?
Miss-
Yeah, Blanket. There we go.
Blanket. No, I think
I
Blanket's
only
his
know
child's
that because
name.
of South Park. I only
Yeah,
know that
that's
because
the same.
of
That's
South
the
Park.
only reason why we
Most
know
of my,
that, right?
That's where I get my news from.
That's fair. Unbiased. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I watched South Park 2 years. No wonder I'm not so out of date.
Blanket.
Oh, God. Okay, so my biggest question for people that are listening out there, especially clients, and I know you've answered this. I'm just trying to slow it down and break it
Sure.
down so I can
I talk
receive the
very fast as
information.
well,
You
so.
do. You're a fast talker.
Yeah.
Because you work fast. I get it.
Got things to do.
So if I'm watching these rates just skyrocket right now. And, the economy's hurting. Inflation is high. I'm seeing as a realtor, the market is starting to kind of level out. We do have low inventory. And I'm seeing it's not like a hardcore multiple bidding war right now like it was before. So I'm starting to see things kind of stable out there. The interest rates, they're, going yeehaw, yeehaw, but they're not too yee. They're more just haw. So I feel like, we're seeing things start to stabilize. So I'm anticipating that insurance is going to stop being so Willie Nelson high and chill out a little bit. But you're telling me it's going to depend on the weather and what happens with this health season.
Yeah, it's not
to
elastic
project for
those.
August.
Yeah, it's not elastic to those other market conditions with real estate, unfortunately, because it's the weather. And also we didn't even touch on car insurance. We can't help that more people are going to keep moving to DFW, and 2022 is our worst rate and worst year of car insurance claims ever. In the beginning of last year was even superseded that, and then it's kind of started stabilizing, right? So more people are going to move here and have more car accidents, and I think I almost got hit twice on the way out here. But back on the home insurance.
Sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, I made it. So
I was texting Mike.
yeah, but it's just we call it actuary data, getting into the boring weeds of numbers and all that stuff that has to do with predictability of what's happened based on that. Like I just insured this resort in Reynosa, New Mexico, right? I know, right? It was a beast, right? It took almost 2 months to put together. And, what happened was there was a wildfire, 2 years ago in New Mexico? And nothing happened last year. They've been clean, no problems, whatever, that kind of stuff. But all these insurance carriers are paranoid as hell about what's going on. Mm-hmm. So the example on that is they're just basing we don't know if that's going to happen again. That could be a complete, $50 million loss. But yet the carriers are pricing these people accordingly to what their data shows. Mm-hmm. And so they went from paying $50,000 a year last year to now they're paying over $300,000 a year. And so all these unit owners, imagine the HOA owners of how excited they are to basically for their dues to probably go from, 2,000 or 10,000 in 1 year, which in turn affects their market selling ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all those kind of things that go
And
along
that
with
raises rent too.
And
everything.
I
And
can't
90% rented too. So.
I can't help but think about whenever I was in South Texas, the insurance was just as much as the mortgage payment at these places because you're next to the water and the hell and wind is just so wild over there.
Sure.
Like it really was. It was the same, if not right under what the mortgage payment is. And so I could only imagine how high that's grown this year.
We just closed on a Galveston residence last week, and we had that had to be very niche because we had fire. It had 3 types of insurance. It had home, it had wind, and it had flood.
Right.
And they could only get the flood. I mean, we try to get it through you, but they could only get the flood through Galveston, some Galveston random.
Yeah, but it's it's becoming evolving where, like, and the funny thing about that, I talked about that, I got a wildfire policy. Actually, my worst for wildfire policy. Just literally for that particular thing, and that was 90% of the premium compared to just in case hail or theft or anything else happens. So that's again goes back to the data, and that's why in DFW particularly, most of our costs is wind and hail, right? There's not too many other things. We have the fire. I mean, we have fires, but that's much less common than a plumbing related claim and all that. Plus, we have slab leaks here. We're on weird soil and dirt, and it depends on what part of DFW you're at right now.
Yeah. But gotta get that black dirt.
I feel like your rates are going to probably end up being about 50% higher before we even get to a baseline where we're comfortable right now. So and I was doing some data yesterday, just a little prep for the show. Since we're in Collin County here, I wanted to see what the average rate of Collin County. So Collin County 2023 build is running right about $1,900. If it's 10 years older, it was running about $3,400.
Okay.
Well, not too bad, really. Just as far as an average, Collin County is very big. And then I did Frisco, right? Because Frisco seems to be, I always call it like the 380 belt. Gets hit every year, all the way from Little Elm all the way over. And Frisco specifically was kind of that $2,200-$2,300 a year at 2023 build, and then you put it 2013. $5,500.
Oh man!
So
it's twice as much, easily within a 10-year age difference.
So with what this guy is telling me right now,
move to Lubbock.
Right. Do not move to Lubbock. Oh my God. Well, I mean, actually, it was really good for my skin when I was there, because it exfoliates. My pores were smaller.
Besides the mold.
Besides the mold, tumbleweed spray painted in my dorm room. Anyway,
it smells like cow poop.
It's because you're surrounded by the guys with cow poop too. Anyway, what I'm getting at, guys, rabbit hole. What was I gonna say?
Cow poop.
Damn it.
It's all good.
I hate it when you do this.
I'm sorry.
Every time I throw in Lubbock,
it totally derails me.
Wrench.
It totally derails me. No, what I was going to say is, if you're a realtor and you're listening in, because most of the people that listen in is real estate community realtors, and my mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Most of the realtors out there, the best thing I can tell you from what I've gathered from this conversation is, whenever you're negotiating a home, make sure that you have roofers go and check that roof if you're on the buyer side. And make sure there's not any issues. And if the claim needs to be made, get that check done before you close on that house, because you don't want that insurance to be any higher than it already has to be. And if you're a seller, you need to make sure that that stuff is taken care of before it even hits the market.
Yeah.
Have your roof looked at, because that is one of the biggest ticket items that we will negotiate over whenever we're trying to close on a home. And we have a lot of these loans you have to have insurance before you close.
Oh, you have
and
to.
if you can't insure that home because the roof is shit, then it's going to be a very big problem. So you need to make sure that you're taking care of things the proper way. And that roof needs to be the first thing you do. And you can have a roofing company go out there and take a look at it for free. So there's no reason for you not to go ahead and see what you're dealing with. Don't sell a car without opening the hood and just giving it a peek. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, because you will get caught, especially if I'm on the other side. I will look at that roof. I will have a roofer go out there, and it's just going to make the process take longer or make the deal fall through, and just it's going to be a bad day for everybody.
One of the first things that I do once a client gets under contract or is seriously flirting with a house is I urge them to talk to an insurance company like yourself. Just to get a quote, just get an idea, because I can ballpark figures all day long. I can say, okay, well, I'm going to say maybe $185 a month, but we don't know if you've had if there's been a claim on your by your person, or maybe there's a kitchen fire, or who knows what the house has been through, and that could turn my just ballpark quote of $185 to $220 a month to maybe $350, and that's all of a sudden it might be out of your budget or your wheelhouse. So it's really important, in my opinion, to not just wait 2-3 weeks after contracting on a house to start kicking the tires on shopping for insurance. Get that done pronto.
It's huge, right? I mean, it impacts everything, and then we get in weird situations where things got to be at a certain price, and we're just trying to help people get within that that budget. And a quick plug, by the way. So whether it's a Monday or a Saturday, if you get to gooseheadnow.com, within about a minute and a half, you can have it's basically the exact same return rates on our system that the consumer can get. Realtors love it, lenders love it. It's a great feature to get something now.
Gooseheadnow.com.
Gooseheadnow.com. It's instant, and literally within 2 minutes you'll have that rate. And there's no obligation, obviously, it just gives you a code. It does kick it back to my team. We'll reach out if we can help you out, all that kind of stuff. But if you're just saying, hey, I was just curious on the rate, that's all good too.
Okay.
We're here to help.
And they don't get to spam calls, and it doesn't steal information to everybody, and we don't get.
That's one thing we actually can always promise is nothing is ever resold. It's just that's to my agency. That's not to Goosehead.
So you're not sending out pictures of my crawl space then?
I might be. This is how it needs to look.
I want to write it down in our little chat. Okay, you said www.gooseheadnow.com.
You're right. Yep.
Goosehead now.
Yeah, and then just real quick, I mean, I'm going to piggyback on what she said. It's so important at the beginning of that transaction to get the roofers out there. Even if you're going to sell the house, I really do suggest it because that creates a big stress. I mean, Missy deals with all that, and ultimately we're kind of look like the bad guys, in some ways. We're like, it needs to be quick. And like, the more we get into hail season, everything's going to get more backed up, right? The roofer's going to get back. The good roofers are. Going to have these people come from all out of state over the next couple of months. They're going to be more than happy to knock on your door and help you out.
Shout out to Jared.
But it's really important to get ahead of that. The more you can, if you're planning on selling this spring, going into the May time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure that you got your ducks in a row. There's a lot that goes into maintaining your home, but also a lot that goes into selling your home. So just make sure that your roof is not shit before you put it in the market, because we're going to catch it. Oh,
there you go.
Did I get beeped?
Heck yeah. That's my guy.
I will not be silenced.
Just beep random stuff moving forward, please.
Listen,
I didn't say anything.
Speaking of,
please.
Thank you.
All right, I'll stop talking about my crawl space.
Listen, speaking of a tight spot, I'm friends with an adjuster. He's this really nice guy, super cool.
Bless his heart.
Humble brother.
Well, he used to, and he doesn't do it anymore, obviously, because I mean that is just
it's a tough
exhausting job. And he told me one time that he went out to check this car, and it was very obvious that the guy had taken, I forgot if he said a golf club, and like just dented the shit out of his car.
Oh, no.
So that he could
Hail damage?
hail damage. I think it was because he was saying he saw the paint transfer, and it was obvious that it was something. I think he was saying it was a golf club, but it was obvious that the dents. Like, I mean, he knows his dents. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's the insurance adjuster. You're not going to get it past him. He's been doing it for like decades, and so he's like, "Listen, dude, this does not appear to be hail damage. You need to tell me what it really is, or you don't even have to tell me, but you can stop the claim right now." He's like, "You're going to get in a lot of trouble if this is a lie. So please, let's just stop now because it's very obvious." And the guy's like, "No, man, it was hail. I swear to God." And he's like, please stop. Don't. Wait. You're making a mistake." And he kept on and pushed it through. So he had to report him. And the guy went to jail over it.
Wow.
So let me tell you something. Yeah.
I mean, it sucks when you have like little Titleist imprint everywhere on your car.
It was like almost that bad. It was something. It was like some kind of paint. I forgot the story, but it was some kind of paint transfer.
It
was very obvious.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking like golf ball size hill.
Yeah.
Is that not what that is?
No.
But I mean, he ended up doing, I think, 6 months in jail over it. Wow. Like, it was something terrible. So I mean, I understand that times are tough on all of us, and I understand that the insurance is a little bit higher than we'd like, but please don't consider fraud, because you can go to jail for that serious.
Yes.
These people are not idiots. These adjusters know what they're looking at. They've been doing it for years, and they don't want to put you in jail, but they're not going to not do their job, and they're not going to do you a solid and put their whole livelihood in jeopardy. So like,
the insurance companies are not playing around anymore either. I mean, they don't play around with our side either. They call it gaming. Agents who try to work the system to get quotes lower than they should be. I mean, because we can go put a 2023 roof if we wanted to, right? And that's going to make a huge difference on the premium.
Oh yeah.
That we got into the point of where they got keystroke capabilities now. So if they see agents kind of trying to get a price into a certain thing, like that's what kind of extreme it is on the back end, on the front end of what we're doing. Because in the day, every dollar matters to them. I mean, I even got in trouble with I didn't, but somebody an agency did by basically putting everybody on as a doctorate degree. Everybody's doctors, and that made and we're talking small needle movers, right? But those little things came back to bite us because everybody at my agency was a doctor. We had really high class, business and that kind of stuff. So those little things.
We're running to a feeder school.
It's called data integrity. So it goes on both sides of the transaction. So it's those little things that kind of have to work as a team, and otherwise it will come back and bite you in one way or another. And also, karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
It's true. What you put out, you're going to get back in.
Right.
So it's important that you're,
try to do things the right way in life, right?
Yeah, and
without getting arrested.
Without getting arrested. It's
That's
hard.
a key word.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
Hey, you did well in New Orleans. You did
good. Did not get arrested. Only got kicked out of two places. So
I could only imagine.
Journey of the dollar.
I could only imagine what the jails are like in New Orleans.
I don't want to imagine, but I mean, I'm sure I don't know. What's your thought? Like, do you have a?
You can serve Everclear in New Orleans, right? Like you just go up to a window and you're getting.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can get straight up Everclear.
Cool.
Absolutely.
But did you see the Green Fairy? No, I am. I've never been to New Orleans.
What?
I'm kind of scared to go.
Rightfully so.
I feel like maybe it's not the best place for Missy.
Yeah. I spent too much time late at night walking the streets by myself. It was a really bad idea. We made a joke about how I should have had a rape whistle last night in our group text,
gosh.
but I
Did it? What was it?
it was a big group. We had our buddy Dave, the realtor, also as well. His
Shout
birthday
outs
and his
to
40th.
Dave at Milestone.
Yep.
Speaking of New Orleans,
Ink.
didn't they show a boob on an NFL game this year? Did y'all see that?
Justin Timberlake,
No.
Janet Jackson.
Ezekiel Elliott.
No, y'all. God.
He is a boob.
It was a woman, and she was like celebratory, and I think they like showed something out in New Orleans, and she like they saw a boob, and it was on ESPN or something. It was
nice.
on the news, and they were like, they didn't say anything about it, but I mean, like there was totally boob on the network on accident.
Boob on the There's a lot of
Was it a
boobs on
slip
ESPN.
or was it a
Oh
Stephen
no,
A. Smith.
no, she was like,
Oh,
"Give
okay,
me
gotcha.
beads,"
No.
and they just happened to be, oh no, oh there. I can't believe y'all missed that.
No, man, I didn't replay it on
We were
Sports.
watching.
Yeah, they
Yes.
don't replay that. You know?
No.
It was like a once in a boob.
I like that. Well, we're going to be going to Vegas to
Right.
celebrate one of our best friends' bachelor parties
Oh no.
Yeah,
in
June.
June.
Yes.
And
you have been there though, right?
lots of
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
lots of insurance. Like, what would it cost to insure the Sphere? I mean, that's
That just makes me excited thinking about it.
Yeah.
I love danger and anything insuring that kind
like,
of stuff.
You're in the
There's
right. You're in the right field.
so many
Right.
different things that could go wrong. I would think, like I don't know if you. Because the Sphere, you can make it look like the sky, and then what if a bird flies into it? Or a
Right.
bird won't do shit.
Yeah,
It's probably
I haven't
just
been
a-
there in person to see it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I've seen some videos. My parents were there a few months ago to see some. That's where U2 is, right? It's the
Yeah.
place, right? Yeah.
I would imagine it's just as delicate as like solar panels, right? Because we've got like,
Probably, yeah.
you know, I mean,
Maybe
like there's
more. But I
Right.
mean, it's open to the elements, so I think they both are probably pretty strong. But
would think so,
I would
yeah.
imagine tens. I would say tens, maybe hundreds of millions of a year to just insure something
Just
like
to
that. That's
insure
just
that.
a guess,
totally.
but I mean, there's a
God,
lot
just
of
think of what it costs to run it.
Yeah.
Because it's a continuous. They don't ever shut it down, do they?
No, I think it's like every day they do stuff, right?
God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I want to see this Sphere. I want to see
Get our
Misinformed
logo.
on the Sphere.
Yeah, get Misinformed on it.
Well, yeah.
Can you make that happen when y'all are there? Thanks.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah. We'll do a
Who's that
covert
guy?
ops
Rick, call the
mission
guy.
to get our logos on there. Right? We'll
Mike
probably,
and I got guys in.
Yeah,
Orleans.
we do.
Vegas can help us out.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if we should shout them out.
No shit. That's under the radar.
Yeah.
But
We'll text you.
But we will shout out the Rick, the one and the only. I know that he wants to come on. He's been wanting to come on the show and say hi to everybody, and so I want to go ahead and let him come on.
Sounds great.
Yeah, come on over here, Rick. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you take my seat.
You leaving us?
Rick, come on over here. I know. Put your clothes on. Get over here.
I can't
Here
believe
comes-
you went
You
and
can sit on my lap.
Here comes Rick.
Can I tell you what I want for Christmas?
He has a question about insurance.
Yeah, we're done
wow.
talking. We're done talking about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Did you go?
All right.
Hey, Rick, what's up?
So you have jacket on. You were going jacket off earlier.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
He was going shirt off.
Well, I mean, it's Friday. Yeah.
Shirt off.
Dude, we are
jacket
fired
on.
up. It is Fired Up Friday.
Rather.
So I didn't know I wanted to be on, but hey, all right, here I am.
I'm
glad you're
super
here.
glad you're here.
Likewise. So how's it going, guys?
We are on fire right
Are
now.
y'all fired up?
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Absolutely.
So I am curious though. So like, it was a what was it? It was a cage match between.
So
was it a grizzly bear and a?
We've got
and
we've got
gorilla?
a teenage grizzly bear, declawed. We have got a chimp. You can pick your age and sex, and then we've got Tito Ortiz in his prime, and we have Chuck Liddell in his prime. And in my opinion, Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell are going to team up to fight the other two mammals.
Right.
Okay, well I'm thinking Tito's gonna get taken out pretty quick.
Ooh.
He's gonna turtle.
Not a big Tito fan.
No.
Oh no, I like Tito just fine,
Mm-hmm.
but those two fights with Chuck, it just was bad. And then they won the third one when they were
Right.
like 50 years old or whatever.
But Chuck
Yeah.
at the beginning, he was vicious and scary.
Absolutely.
Like there's no way like of any people. I think he could just take the bear on himself.
Right,
Just by
right.
looking at him, actually.
And this is going to be in an environment picked by the humans. So, but it has to be outdoors. It has to be outdoors. So I mean, it's got to be in nature, but the humans will have that
so-
slight advantage.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm feeling this. All right.
Right,
So
right.
now, how big is the chimp? It seems that
What
like
size chimp?
If you're average, you're
Wait, you said teenage bear, by the way. What was the specific?
yeah, that was
It's gotta be
oddly
teenage.
specific.
Is
That
it
was
because he's just
oddly
like so
specific.
rabid
I
and
mean,
he's
he's
still
still a
going
little
through
happy, you know. He's not pissed off at humans.
his,
but-
like he's going through puberty, so he's like really angry at his mom at the same time.
right.
Yeah.
He's got some angst to get
Yeah,
out
it
of the
was an
system.
angst-filled
Right.
bear, okay.
Yeah.
And he's just over there effing all the other bears.
Right. But-
Absolutely.
Okay.
But he's still happy about it. But
Right.
meanwhile, if you had like a 40-year-old bear, you know, he's probably huge, weathered, pissed off at humans trying to shoot him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we want to.
But why wouldn't we want like a mama bear in there and like maybe kind of like psychologically work it to where she thinks her cubs are threatened? Because now she's just whipping ass. There's like,
Yeah, she would whip like,
Yeah, well,
teenage bears ass.
the humans
obviously.
are going. Both Tito and Chuck are
well, and like,
gone
and now,
instantly.
although declawed, that would help
I forgot
because
about that.
so Chuck's old strategy of like take two to give one,
Right.
or take three to give one. It's like that worked until it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then boom, oh shit, that guy knocked him out. And then it was like he got knocked out like 4 times in a row.
Right,
And
right.
then Tito, 100-year-old Tito came in and knocked him out. So it was like, dude.
Well, do you think there's the opportunity that the chimpanzee would see both Tito and Chuck and be like, well, I'm bipedal as well, so I'm going to help these guys with that bear?
Do you think that chimpanzee has that sense of camaraderie?
It's just a happy chimp.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's happy, like it's just
Except for the bear. The bear is like disgruntled,
They're all
adolescent.
They're all
He's like,
happy
"Where's my claws?"
until the bell rings. Then it's game on.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we start,
That's an interesting premise.
handing out weapons.
Oh,
Weapons found in nature. Rocks.
again, oddly
Yeah.
oddly specific.
Sharks.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to drill it down. I'm trying to make this happen and
He
get
is.
this guy to insure it. So.
Yeah. So are you able?
Well, we underwrite once the claws are taken off, so it's just all off the table anyway.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Maybe one thing. Who
Yeah.
knows?
So is there something that's like this is the craziest damn thing I've ever seen somebody try to get insured?
Yeah, no, you could absolutely do that. But in the day, what are we trying to ensure, right? Are we trying to ensure the fact that there's going to be bystander bears that could get hit, by outside of things? So
Yeah.
that's liability towards third parties, right? That's a
That
thing.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing you really can insure. Other sides, besides bear loses claws, and then you have to reinsure those claws. Those kind of things.
So that's why we're
or Chuck
declawing him.
Liddell loses his head.
He's losing-
In the day, well, he loses his head, but if he loses his arm, he can and he can't ever.
So that's a life insurance policy.
No, it's more of a disability policy actually.
Thank
Oh
you.
shit!
Thank
Stuart
you.
found the sound effect button.
This is
Yeah.
great.
I
having,
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuart, you're
Absolutely.
heck yeah.
Yeah. I heard there are going to be grooves on otherwise if, he didn't.
Yeah. Sorry, we didn't.
Oh, so is this another group's connection?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
we go.
No, actually, I didn't even know they knew each other until last week.
We have gone way back. We've known each other since, I think, at least until 8 years old,
Yeah.
What?
if not sooner, or earlier.
Since then. But yeah, just FYI, since Missy left, this is now the Mike and Friend show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
right. Every week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey there.
and now this is much more light-hearted than when Mike flew solo the last time. It was like, dude, that was like for a very good cause.
Yeah.
But like my young crew of strays over there, they were not prepared.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think they're still tripping on everything.
That's the
that-
most solemn I've ever seen Mike talk. But it was great. Obviously, I even watched it too, and I know Sonya personally, so I was
Oh, right
great
on.
seeing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, and same friend group. But this guy's kind of a badass. He can kind of work on his toes.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Thank
Well,
It's also
and-
going to get weirder and weirder when more he has to work on his toes, and it's not that. So
Well, yeah.
I need to get a pedicure, by the way. Thank you for reminding me.
yes, they're nasty.
Dude, and I got my sandals on.
You're not wearing Crocs at least.
No,
No, That's
good.
no.
Yeah.
But these things will be like funkadelic by tomorrow night, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be toasty this afternoon.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, right? Yeah.
But the bachelor party that we were talking about in Vegas, that's actually Sonia's future husband that we're going to go
Right.
to. So,
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right, bringing it all back.
Yeah, bring it all back.
Yeah, he actually wasn't able to make the trip this weekend. So I love you, Nate, out there for giving you a hard time for 3 straight days about not being there. So
Can't believe it.
I'm saying it publicly, just so you know. I love you.
Oh, I guess this is our signal that is Missy leaving.
Emergency.
Oh,
All right.
Hey, we can keep it going. I don't whatever y'all want to do to wrap this up.
Yeah,
or-
we're about a full. Yeah.
oh no, it's about taco time. We're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
taco time.
Well, okay, that was totally unexpected. I didn't know there was an actual emergency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right. Okay. Well, we hope everything is okay.
We'll
Yeah.
check in. We'll update the audience a little
Yes.
bit. Shout out to Missy and everything.
sure I'm insuring the house that's burning down right now. We'll see.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
We
by
probably
all
need to get you
means,
out there first.
stay tuned for more Missy and future hypothetical cage fights.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some cage fights next week featuring dinosaurs and probably no, we can't do dragons.
How about tiger versus shark? Like if you throw the tiger in the water.
And we're giving it oxygen.
swim through
We're giving it oxygen, and then we're going to give the shark some biomechanical arms.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to work on this. We're going to workshop it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to bring me back next week. I
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
have
That's
this
absolutely
conversation.
Yes,
fine.
absolutely.
Yes.
And then we want gorilla versus some other sort of bipedal.
Kangaroo on steroids.
I was gonna
But
say,
that's not.
Dude, I am there.
I think you got to get an emu in there. They're really mean.
Are they nasty?
Oh, they're nasty.
Can somebody get
Yeah.
Dana White? This is
Yeah.
what UFC 300 should be.
Should be. Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Animal death
I think
match.
we're getting played
All
off.
right, we're getting played off. All right, I like this.
We got weird. I told you. All
All right,
guys.
thanks for
Thanks,
tuning in.
guys.
Red Zone
Appreciate you
Mortgage
guys.
Group, Goosehead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
Super
man.
shout outs to
Hell
Super
yeah.
Home Warranty, Studio USA. We love you.
Goosehead
and
Insurance.
Goosehead and Risk Agency. We are
GooseheadNow.com.
out. Red Zone Mortgage.